Okay. Ryan, favorite place you traveled or where you'd want to go? Mexico. What city?
I don't know. I don't know like the details.
You just want to go to Mexico? You just want to party in Mexico? Cool. That's good. That's good. Who else? Chris, where would you want to travel? Tokyo? Why not the Philippines? What's up? Okay, cool. Sydney,
Where I want to travel?
dream destination or favorite place you've been? Either one.
Dream destination would be Australia.
That's a big one. Mila, how about you?
Japan.
Japan. I'm just wanting someone to say the Philippines. Come on. Okay.
Philippines.
Thank you. See, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. During the next break, a couple of people came up and said, "Hey, I want to do the 10K coaching tomorrow." Just before you leave, let me know. No big deal. Okay. So a couple things. First of all, I want to go through the training manual, and this is yours to keep. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you, sir. And Joel, I didn't forget your questions, so during the break, next one, come talk. Okay. So we're going to cover this. Okay. And then eventually, tomorrow, you're going to get one of these. Again, the professional term is prospectus. We just call it the blue book. It's easier. And this is what you're going to point to with the customer. Point to when you're with a customer, in addition to demonstrating the products. Okay. On my note with eating, you can eat while I'm talking. I don't mind. So don't try to hide it. You're all good. I won't be mad. Cool. I encourage you to eat because you'll pay attention. So at the top, go ahead and put your name, and then my name, Jeff Gamboa. Then where it says office number, it's a 4-digit number, 3899. And the 4-digit number represents our office so that our office gets credit for your sales and you get paid properly. So just, you'll end up memorizing that, 3899, like your ID number. Then on tomorrow, when you officially finish the 2 days of sales training, you'll get a rep number. It's a 7-digit number, and that represents you getting paid. So whenever you have an order, just when you type all the information to the computer, make sure you put your rep number and then you get the credit for it. Okay. These are 2 phone numbers you're going to want to have, so you can put down Luke. This is Luke's direct cell phone number. It's 954-213-1316. And Dave is 954-804-9369. This is, if you have any questions tonight as you're doing your assignment, or if you need help with your assignment, call us tonight. Brian, do me a favor. Can you grab Luke for me real quick, please? Say Jeff needs you. Knock somewhere. We giving a PDI number yet? Or we can do that later. Cell phone's good for now. Okay, cool. Okay. So before I get to that, we have the training date. So let me go through the schedule real quick. Okay. Separate piece of paper in your notebook. I want to just go through. I want to go through not today and tomorrow, but the full 10 days of training, super quick. So first 10 days. Remember, how long does it take to get you to sell something? How many days of training? 2. How long is the full training? 10 days. It's your fast start. Okay. You have day 1, which is today. We start at 2. We end at 9 p.m. Okay. By the end of today, you'll know how to do a full presentation. You'll know all the major prices of the 3 laptop sets, and you'll know how to set up appointments. And you'll leave here with 5 appointments already set for the weekend. It'll look really easy. Tonight, you'll go home and get more phone numbers and set more appointments up. And tomorrow, we'll do day 2. Now, there was some confusion on the time. Some of you had different start times. But if it's okay with you, I'd like to give a little extra training time to this group because a lot of you are friends and people at work. I really want to give you some extra coaching, even if you're not coming for the full. I want to throw in some extra information. But I'd like to start tomorrow, 12:30. I know some of you have 1 o'clock, but I'd like to start 12:30, and we'll be done by 8 or before sooner. Okay. Tomorrow we'll teach you how to get recommendations. Just
Wait, what time?
Oh, I'm gonna cover the 10K code. Yeah, I got you. I like that question. So 12:30 to 8, tomorrow I'll teach you how to get recommendations. I'll teach you how to do a presentation in Columbia or Minnesota, AKA they don't live in Florida, you can't drive there. I'll teach you that tomorrow. How to use the website. I'll teach you how to get invited and win the tropical trip by recommending friends. And then we'll do a full presentation walkthrough, ready to rock and roll. And tomorrow's really exciting. Tomorrow's like, you leave here and like you just can't wait to get in your car and go make your first sale and sell your first set. So that's tomorrow. If you're coming in for the 10K coaching, it's just 1 hour before. It's 11:30 sharp. BYOC. No, I got the pepper. Coffee. You know, coffee, okay? And that's gonna go right before. So far, so good. Then you're gonna do your first weekend. I'll put WKND. First weekend of appointments. That'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I'll see you on Monday. What's really cool is that here, I have a magic number I want to talk about in a second. So your first weekend, you'll either be here, 10%, where you'll sell either probably just shy of your first promotion and make just shy of 100. Most of you will hit your first promotion, 80%. Or your second promotion and make this much money. And then 10% of you will sell between 3 and 10, hit 1, 2, 3, or 4 promotions and make between this much income, okay? And no matter which one you are, it doesn't matter because then when you come back to me on Monday, that's the next part of your training. Remember, trainings are 10 full days. Magic number is 10, here's why. I want you to focus on getting, and I know some of you have Mother's Day plans, and we'll talk about how to navigate around that. That's totally cool, but at least get 10 appointments in between Friday, Saturday, Sunday when I see you on Monday. Here's why. When you get 10, it's gonna increase your likelihood of being at least average or higher versus on the lower end. Okay, just simple math. If you do 10 appointments, what percentage of the 10 should be a sale, even if you mess up? If you mess up, it should be 6. That's 6 sales. What's the average order, even if you mess up and don't sell the normal sets? Yeah, that's if you sell just a grocery bill. Right? That's $1,800 in sales. There's your first promotion. Even if that's assuming you're not good, more than 60%, and you don't even sell one of the normal laptop sets. You'll still hit your first promotion. That's why I like 10. If you're going for a bigger fast start, like for those of you that are like, I want to make like more 3, 4, 5,000, or I want to go for that trip, then I recommend. I guess I would say. Just do more 14 to 16 plus if you want to go higher than that. Okay. So then you'll come back on Monday. So this is Monday. Advanced training number 1. And the trainings get shorter and shorter. You'll see this. So today's like 7 hours, tomorrow's like 7.5 hours. Monday's just 4. And advanced training 1 is going to be from 10:30 to 3. That'll be from 10:30 to 3. And this is where we're going to come back and say, all right, who was low 10, who was high 10, who's middle, and we give you extra training from there. And what do you think happens to the low 10 after that training? Like clockwork, what always happens to the low 10? They catch up every time. What happens to the high 10? They stay high 10. Okay, and then so forth and so forth. Yes?
For the ones that are starting summer semesters and not classes.
If you have any specific questions to your case, during the break, talk to me. And I got you. I care about your question. They don't. I do. Okay. So 10:30 to 3. This is also, we're going to teach you how to call recommendations. Some of you have been asking, hey, I want to call like people I'm recommended to or people I don't know. I'll teach you how to do that on Monday as well. Okay. The more appointments you do between when you leave Friday and Monday, the better the results will be for you, the better the training is. Then from there, you'll go out and do more appointments. And then you'll come back on Wednesday for your last advanced training. It's advanced training number 2. And that's from 4:30 to 6. And during that training, we'll teach you how to get really comfortable and proficient with setting up appointments on the phone. Now that you're going to be past your friends and family, how do you get really comfortable speaking to people you recommended to? Then from there, my favorite part of the job, you'll just stay there from 6 to 9 p.m. We'll go this way. you'll stay for phone jam. Okay. And phone jam is where you get to meet the entire team that works here. So for those of you that have friends that work here, ask them. This is their favorite part of the job. It's where from 6 to 9, everyone is setting up their appointments together for the weekend. And we do it, and we make it tons of fun. There's music, there are prizes. So for example, every time you get an appointment, or 2 appointments now, every time you get 2 appointments, you get to ring the bell and put a little notch next to your name. Every 2 appointments not only gets you a ring of the bell, but you get a golf club put in your hand. And we have a putting green. Do you want to go with this? And you get up and you putt, and there's 3 holes. And if you get into the hole, there's a gift card at the bottom of the hole. And if you get into the hole, then you get that gift card. It's usually Starbucks, Chipotle, food, and it's awesome. And people get really motivated to get appointments. What's that? He's not allowed to do it. But here's what's really important, okay? It also causes a more productive atmosphere. It's the difference between working out by yourself at home or going to the gym. Where is it more productive and why? Why is it more productive, correct, at the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music and people are doing it. And you have trainers to make sure you're doing it right. Same thing here, okay? And then after that, we have our Wednesday team meeting. And that's going to be right after from 9 to about 10. Sometimes we end a little early. And that's where you saw the picture of us holding up the paychecks. We do recognition. We do a lot of instruction. And that's going to be every week, Wednesday from 9 to 10. Afterwards, it's not necessarily part of the schedule, but afterwards, usually 75 to 100%, depending on the night, will join us. We do what's called team night, and we either bowling, laser tag, food, and food, and food, usually. So that's where everyone gets to know each other afterwards, okay? And then afterwards, you'll continue to do presentations. Then on Sunday, okay, you'll have your paycheck and schedule meeting. So this is where the job gets really cool and you get to pick your schedule, where you'll meet with us one-on-one. And instead of like other jobs where they give you, hey, Chris, this is your schedule if you're going to work here. It's the other way around. You say, hey, Jeff, this is how I like to work. And every week you change it. You can go full blown. I need to make $2,000 this week because I got to pay for the car I busted up. Or, you know, Jeff, I've got a lot of stuff. I'm going to go to the beach this weekend. So I want to work Monday through Thursday, and that's it. This is where you let us know every week. So that'll be on Sunday, and that's from 5 to 6 p.m. And then you will be 100% trained after 10 days, okay? Now notice 2 things. This is really important. I want you not to I don't want you to confuse training with what the job is. This is training. So in training, we see you a lot. We see you almost every couple of days. We talk to you all the time. In fact, we talk to you live every day in your first 10 days. After training, we don't want to talk to you that much because you'll be self-sufficient. And when you call us, it's because you want extra coaching. It's all on top of normal. When you're done the training, you're only here 2 times. Wednesdays to make your phone calls and meet with the team. And Sundays to give us your schedule. Right? So that's the only part of the job where you're here twice a week. One is for the phone gym, a couple hours, and then one is for an hour to do your schedule. Okay, so the job is super flexible. It's just the training's not. Okay? Good. So with that being said, this is what's in there. I just saved you the time of having to write all this in. Okay, so that's here. Okay. And then VectorConnect.com, that's the website you'll use to put orders in. You know, for example, I just bought something from J. Crew last night. 2 things, actually. One for our barbecue. And you put shipping address, billing address, credit card information, they send it. It's the same exact thing, and Luke will teach you that tomorrow. That's VectorConnect.com. That's also where you can set up your direct deposit, unless you want an actual checks mailed to you, you can have direct deposit. And it's also the #1 key to learning about your job and getting better without having to come here. Because it's got a whole bunch of videos, it's got a video library to help you get better. If you want better recommendations, there's a video for that, and so forth and so forth, okay? And then over here, I blew it up. This is the website for, and it's already on there, tinyurl.com. That's the website for virtual appointments. So I want to show you what this looks like real quick. Take a look here. So this is tinyurl.com. Oops, sorry. So if you notice, You go here, full screen, okay. So all it is, everything that's in the blue book, right? So when you build rapport and talk about what your goals are, it's the same thing here, okay? When the customer goes next, and you talk about the products and establish credibility, what do we do here to get their attention in the beginning? What do we cut? We cut the penny. Ready? Boom. There's a video for that. And then, right. So all you're doing during the presentation is I was just doing this with Sydney. You're on the phone with your aunt in Colombia, okay, or aunt in California. It can be international, doesn't matter where. And they're just walking through the video and walking through the website with you over the phone. So that you don't need FaceTime capability. You don't need Google Hangouts. That makes it super simple, okay? So we made it really easy for you. So if you're thinking about your top 5, doesn't matter if they're here or not. As long as they're a Mac customer and they're top 5, let's go. Let's get some sales there, okay? Now back to this. And last thing, I want to make sure you really have Luke's number correct because you're going to talk to him a lot. There we go. Okay. Everyone has his number correctly? So if you have any questions tonight or schedule issues, this is the number you use to take care of them, okay? So what I want to do is I want to take the next section of training and quickly go through the presentation, okay? So if you open up to the training manual, let's go to the first page. And at the top it says tips for your demo. And I'm just going to go around like shotgun style. Everyone's going to read. I'll start with Sydney, and everyone's going to read something when I point to you. Go back to Charlie, over this way. Back to Shelda, young lady. Okay? So Sydney will start tips for your demo.
Tips for your demo. Follow the manual, cut a lot of food, have fun, call the office for help or deals.
Okay, I'll stop there for a second. Here's what I do know. You're new. Here's what I don't know. How you'll do your first weekend. You might be here, here, here. Okay, I have an idea. Okay, more appointments you do, I'll have an idea. The better you do in training, I'll have an idea. But I don't know exactly. But what I do know is if someone is making sales, they're always getting those 4 things done on an appointment. Right? They follow the manual. They don't make things up. Number 2, they cut food because they're not just going to point to the Ferrari. They're going to drive the Ferrari. Number 3, they have lots of fun. They're not like that with the customer. They're smiling, enjoying. Number 4, they call the office. If one of those is missing, I can't guarantee a sale. If 2 is missing, you're definitely not making a sale, and I don't know what's going to happen. If you do all 4, you're going to make a sale. Okay? So just make sure you do what? Follow the, one more time, follow the manual. What does it say? Follow the manual, cut lots of, have lots of, and make sure to call the office. That's it. If you do those 4 things every time, in fact, if you happen to have a no sale, right, if you do, we'll ask you those 4 questions. Hey, did you cut food? No. You just sit quiet. I told Luke, just sit quiet. I know. Okay? Did you follow the manual? Did you cut food? Did you have fun? Did you call the office? That's it. And we'll talk about that. Last few things. I'm going to skip this. This is stuff we'll review tomorrow when you go through the presentation. Things like where's the best place to do the presentation, what's the best type of penny to cut, and so forth and so forth. One thing I do want to note at the bottom, we'll cover this tomorrow. It says if your customer already owns Cutco. Okay, so Ms. Vika, could you, Vika or Vika?
Vika.
Vika, okay, like V-E-E-K-A pronounced.
V-I-K-A.
That's okay, Vika. Just to read that first sentence.
Do a full presentation. It's great practice. Many customers forget the important details.
Okay, I want to share this with you. If you have a customer that owns Cutco and you might not know it till you get to the house, it's not 60%, that's like 99%. Why? Easy sale. You're selling something, Joe, why?
Because they already know.
They already know the
getting.
product. You don't, this stuff's done. I just want to compare and see what I can order. But you still do full presentation, okay? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Got it? Excellent. Miss Lexi, you're next. We're going to turn to the next page, page 1, okay? And remember, eyes up here, ready? Everyone, out loud. How many steps to the sale?
7.
One more time. How many steps to the sale? 7. First step is to do what? Connect and then explain.
Wow.
Yeah, why you're working. So at the top of page 1, write down connect/why. Connect/why. So if you stumble over your words and that you're having a hard time your first week, but you're new, that's totally cool as long as you connect and explain why you're working. Here's the thing too. I want you to be creative and feel like this presentation is yours versus, just reading after your training. So how many days is that? Yeah, so after 10 days, but before 10 days are up, I just want you to read the manual. Just follow the recipe, okay? So at the top, Miss Lexi, you're up. I'm gonna have you, I'll pause you a couple of times. Find something to compliment.
Find something to compliment, get to know them, ask a lot of questions.
Okay, so this is the part where you learn to build rapport. The way you create conversation is to ask lots of what? Questions. So I put questions in here in case you're not comfortable building rapport. Now some of you are going, psh, Jeff, darling, I got you. Okay, I'm like that, but you might not be. So I hooked you up. Take a look. And Lex, if you could read the rest of the six.
The 6 P's: plants, outside, pets, photos, blacks, accomplishments, profession, people, kids.
Yeah, ready? Oh, Mr. Dan, great. Tell me about the kids. Oh, how long have you lived in the neighborhood? Good. Oh, who are those photos of? I'm just trying to help you learn to speak to people, okay? Really simple. If you got it, then you got it. Next one.
Thank you so much for taking the time to see my presentation. It really means a lot.
Okay, in parentheses next to that, write down starts. That's the start of the presentation. Okay, and continue.
Personal story. Let me tell you a little bit about me.
Okay, so ready? This is the great part where you don't have to memorize anything. This is where you just tell them about you. So notice it says here, school, major, hobbies, fun, dream job. I want you to take 30 seconds and either sentence or bullet form. I'm not going to read this. I want you to write down what you would share with someone who doesn't know you. Things about you. What are your interests, hobbies? Why are you in school? What's your major? What's your dream job? People who know you would know this, and people who don't know you, you would talk about this. Bullet or sentence form. I'll give you another 20 seconds. Another 10 seconds. I'm going to pick on a couple of you. Give me one thing Charles, give me one thing you would mention to a customer.
I'm a pilot.
Are you really? That's awesome. I want to talk more. Okay, cool. That's really cool. Okay. Jordan, what's one thing you'd mention to a customer?
The neurologist.
The neurologist. Okay, do you have medicine in the family? There you go. My dad's a doctor. Okay, same thing. We'll talk later. We have to share in the same. Sydney, one thing you wrote down. What are you going to share?
That I'm a broke college student trying to make it in this world.
Yeah. You ready? You're just keeping it real, right?
Yeah.
That's okay too. Okay. Dan, one thing you'll share.
I'm Colombian. There's a lot of Latinos down here.
Yeah. So you share your heritage. That's great. Okay. That's warming them up. Next part, Miss Lex, if you continue. Time into your goals. What do you say? We'll say Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones, do you mind if I share some of my goals with you?
Okay. And then this is where you're going to start using your book, and I'll show you what to write in. Okay. First of all, it says, I'm working with Cutco because. So here, and this is more what Sydney was talking about, I want you to take another 30 seconds, bullets or sentences, write down why you're working with Cutco specifically. It's okay to talk about income needs. Okay. Resume, how does this apply to what you're going to do in the future? Building skills. Meeting people. Internship opportunity. I want you to write down and share that with the customer. Another 10 seconds. First, why are you working with the company?
Honestly, I'm fresh out of college. Didn't have a job.
Yeah.
Didn't set up any jobs.
Yeah.
So I need income.
Yeah, and later I'll ask you to give some real life testimony of how hard it is to find it. It's not given. Yeah, we'll talk about that. This is why we love working with college students. Thank you for helping. Lexi, what's one thing you're motivated by? Where are you working, young lady?
I have like 2 main things that motivate me. One's obviously income. The next is like learning my people skills and sales skills.
Awesome. Yeah, and share
Just
that.
yeah.
And share what you want to do in the future and all times. Awesome. Okay, you guys got that so far. Then you'll get into the other reasons you're working, which are like more like contest type related things. So right there, it says, I'm in a huge contest for my first 10 days. It's called the Fast Start. See right here? Next to that sentence, I want you to write down in parentheses red. So you know to point to the red sheet. So in parentheses, so like this here. In parentheses, write down red. So when you look at that sentence, you go, okay, let me point to the red sheet. And Luke will have the privilege and honor of explaining the contest tomorrow. Okay. Next, through Cutco. Oh, hello. Hey, hey. Okay. Like my mom. Through Cutco, I can earn a President's Club letter, which will look great on my resume. And ready? Put in parentheses, white. It's the white sheet. Ironically enough, it's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Okay. And this is sick, by the way. I'll talk about this tomorrow. When you get to Dirty 30, the CEO of the company writes you a personalized letter that applies to any job that you could possibly have, and you put this in your resume for your interviews. It's sick. We'll talk about that. And then blue. Next one is the blue. If you're a full-time student or about to be, I also have a chance to win an All-American scholarship to help with school. And what you'll do is you'll flip through the brochure. And what I like to do is I like to, I'm very visual, and the customers love it too. I take it out and I show them all the students that won a scholarship last summer. It's top 50 students, and it's based on sales performance. So the more you sell, the more likely you are to win a scholarship. Okay. And what does that do with the customer? What does it incentivize them to do? Yeah, to buy maybe more than they would. Maybe I'll get a laptop. Oh, but Dan could win a scholarship. Okay, I'll get that laptop. It's like that. Okay. And then the green we'll talk about tomorrow. Last sentence, it says, Mrs. Jones, since I just started, I'm going to read from my manual. Is that okay? Who can tell me why that's such an important sentence? What does that take away?
It takes away the communication issues.
Okay, but yeah, and what does it take away when you say, I'm going to read from my manual, just so you know? Yeah, no pressure. Okay. So far, so good. Thumbs up if you understand what's going on. Okay. Miss Lexi, could you wrap up the bottom where it says, like I said on the phone?
Like I said on the phone, you don't have to get anything. But if you see something you like, you can get it today. Not only would you be getting a great product, you'd be helping me out too. Cutco is awesome. You can buy sets or pieces, and we have tons of accessories and gifts. We also have interest-free monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at once. Just so I know, do you cook because you have to, like to, or love to? Great, you're going to love Cutco.
Awesome, thank you for reading. Now, just to give an idea, why do you think we asked that? Because the three most popular sets, not the biggest sets, again, the most popular sets are the 3 laptop sets. It's exactly what they're for. If you have to cook, that's this one. This gets you in and out of the kitchen. Then you add 3 more tools, and you get the one in the middle. This is if you like to cook, meaning once a month you throw a party or barbecue. And then you have the complete set, which is the one all the way to your right. This is if you absolutely what?
Love it.
If you love to cook, or you're like the Top Chef mom, or a lot of times, right? You're just that mom that wants to buy the best when she buys something.
Yeah.
Seriously, like I have an uncle. He doesn't love to cook, but when he bought it, he goes, "Well, is this the best? I want that one." His TV is like it's the newest TV. Like he's like that. Okay.
Smart TVs.
Yeah. Also, let me come back to the top 5 for a second. When you show top 5, that set anyone can use. But when you show those top 5, they usually get those 2. Here's why. Because everyone has to cook at some point. But if you're a Mac customer and I'm showing my niece, or Jackson's my son's best friend, we love Jackson so much. We've known Jackson since Little League. We'll get that. We'll get that. And the dad's like, does that one help you? Yeah, we'll get one on it. It gets really fun. That's why you want to show your top 5 your first weekend. Okay? Cool. So far, so good. Give me a thumbs up if you're good with the first page. Quick question.
Do you know how much of the customers do the monthly inventory pays?
It's funny. I don't know the exact stat, but it really just depends because most customers, just so you know, will just swipe their credit card. Meaning, when you go to Apple, you don't finance the MacBook. Like you don't do a payment plan for the laptop. You just swipe it. But because we can break it up, it makes it easier for people to say yes to bigger sales. Like, oh, well, it's only 200 today? Sure. So both. Okay. So far, so good. Turn to page 2. Okay. Everyone eyes up here. One more time. How many steps to the sale?
7.
One more time. How many steps to the sale?
7.
Good. 7. First step is to connect and explain. One more time. To connect and explain. Yeah, while you're working. Second step is to establish everyone. Credibility. Credibility of who? The company. Okay, so then you turn to the company page here. Okay, thanks, Miss Alexa. Now, Miss Alexa, I'll ask you to be our next reader. We'll start with, before we begin, it's right at the top of page 2. Write down, establish credibility. That way, if you forget everything you're doing, the most important thing is to establish credibility here.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Alexa, when you're ready, before we begin.
Before we begin, we're going to need your favorite serrated edge knife, straight edge knife, and steak knife.
Okay, so serrated edge knife has the teeth. It's almost like a steak knife, like a long one, okay? Straight edge knife, you know, and then steak knife, you know. Go ahead.
We'll also need a shiny penny as well as food to cut up and snack on.
Yeah, what's the penny for?
The scissors.
Yeah, for the scissors. Good. Keep going.
Today I'll tell you why Cutco is the top selling American-made brand in the U.S. Then we'll take a look at our product line and then review prices and specials at the end.
Okay, and last one you can say Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones, I only work through referrals, so I hope you like me and Cutco enough to tell some friends about me.
Okay, so you're just setting up the presentation. Thank you for reading. Mr. Joel, you're up next. Let me tell you why, or let me tell you a little bit.
Let me tell you a little bit about the company. Since 1949, all Cutco knives have been made in the United States in our factory in Olin, New York.
Okay, stop, pause. Perfect. You actually said it right. Everyone say Olean.
Olean.
Everyone out loud so you remember. Ready? Olean.
Olean.
Okay, it's not Olean. Okay, I've been there. We go there every year for management training. It's Olean. One more time. Olean.
Olean.
Beautiful. Keep going.
We sell over 200 million worth of Costco annually and have over 60 million customers.
Okay, Cutco. Remember, Costco's that
Cutco.
really sweet store down the street.
Yeah.
Cutco, you got it. 3. And you?
And you may have seen us on TV on shows like Modern Marvels and Made in America.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the products you can buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. Cutco is a product producer in many
K-bar.
K-bars.
Right, one more time. Say K-bar.
K-bar.
Everyone, K-bar.
K-bar.
Keep going.
Knives used by both military and law enforcement agencies.
Okay, just to give you an idea, and I think they're here. K-bar knives, Luke. This is pretty cool. This is some more credibility. K-bar is the official licensed and distributed knife for the United States Marine Corps. And we make it. So if you're in the Marines, you get a K-bar, and we made K-bar. So there's Luke showing one of the examples of the K-bar in the back. Oh, here we go. So that's and then we also have a civilian version. Okay, so if you notice, yeah, civilian version, it just doesn't say Marine Corps on it, right? So this is, right? So it's a camping knife.
Yeah.
Okay. Utility knife. Okay. Cool. So far so good. And then last, it says Cutco is involved with many local and national charities. Let's say there's a blank space. I'll teach you something a little special if you get invited to one of our meetings. But that's for a little extra tip. Okay, so far so good. So we're talking about the company. We're establishing credibility. Now, when you point and you're talking to the customer, here's a quick tip. Always point with your pen because it just looks way more professional than this. Got it? And then number 2, make sure your pen is closed. Why? Yeah, you don't want to scribble all over your book. Okay. Thank you, Joel. Dan, wrap us up to start off.
To start off, I'd like to show you 2 products that demonstrate the quality of Cutco. Super shears, everyone loves our shears. Cut penny, take apart, put together, and shears to customer.
Okay, now put in parentheses where it says cut penny, put in parentheses, and at the end, hand shears to customer. So put that in parentheses so you don't say it by accident. Even though Dan's supposed to read it, but yeah. So where it says cut penny, take apart, put together, hand shears to the customer, put that in parentheses like this, put little quotes, so you remember, oh, that's what I'm doing, not saying. And ready? If you say it by accident, who cares? Mr. Chris, cut penny, take. Oh, I'm sorry. This one's supposed to cut the penny. It's fine. No sweat. No sweat. Keep going, Dan.
The high carbon stainless steel makes them good for everything in the kitchen as well as indoor and outdoor projects. They are dishwasher safe and part for easy cleaning.
Yeah, here's what's really cool. Watch. So super durable. You know how well they cut through the penny. So if they can cut through a penny, they can cut through most other things. But easy to clean. Put them into the dishwasher. Okay. Moms love this because it's low maintenance. Okay. Dan, continue.
Veggie peeler. You gotta try out this peeler.
Okay, and then parentheses again. Let customer peel.
Let the customer peel.
Yeah.
Some carrots and cucumbers and potatoes.
Yeah. And why is it important to let them peel?
So they can see
Let
how
them
easy
Yeah.
it is.
Test drive the Ferrari. Test drive the Ferrari. Keep going, Dan.
It peels in both directions. All of our gadgets and accessories are guaranteed forever and dishwasher safe. A lot of customers end up getting one of these 2 items for free. I'll show you how later.
Yeah, and here's our peeler. This thing is awesome. So it's got a little groove right here, so you put your finger. I don't know if you've ever been in charge of potatoes when cooking with the family. I was, and it always hurt my hand because it was either too short, it would, like the handle would dig into my palm, or it just wasn't comfortable, and you had to hold it, your hand would cramp. Here, it's a more comfortable grip. It's a lot less stress. Just go back, and it cuts in 2 different directions. Plus, the blade can be resharpened. You can send it back, so you never have to resharpen your peeler. And there's a little groove here, so if there are little eyes in the potato, like the roots you can't eat, you can dig it out, throw it in the trash. Dig it out, throw it in the trash. Really easy, okay? So I'm going to stop there for a second. Think about a Mac mom who cooks either because she loves to, likes to, or has to. How do you think they respond to that? Yeah, it makes life easier. That's why we start with those 2 products, because it catches their attention. You guys understand step 2? We're good to go? Give me a little A-okay if you're good. Yeah, okay. A-okay. Good. And the last thing you say? Let me show
Let me
you.
show you where you got the idea.
Okay, let's just do a quick review. Okay, so let's review the first 2 steps. Number 1. First step to the sales to do what? Connect. Right? And the best way to spark conversation is to ask lots of questions. Yeah, so what are some things you'll ask about? Okay, and then when you talk about your different goals, what's the red sheets? It's your contest, right? What's the contest called for your first 10 days? Fast start. And what's also in your first 10 days? Training, so it's the same thing, okay? And of course, if you want to go for the 10K fast start, you have to be willing to work hard to do the coaching, okay? Who's the letter from, if you get it? Presidency of the company, okay? What's the scholarship based on? Grades, good looks? No, top sales, okay? That's step 1, got it? Step 2, establish credibility of who? Yeah, what part of New York is Cutco made in?
Orleans.
One more time, ready? Olean.
Olean.
Okay, don't look down. See if it's starting to stick. Since what year? 1949. Very good. See what happens when you keep repeating it. What's going to happen? It's going to stick. Okay. And then we use two products to catch their attention at the beginning. What's the 2 products? Dealer and the Suze. You got it. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys got the first 2 steps. Good. Let's do this. Do another 30-second stretch. Everyone stand up. Good stuff. We're almost done the presentation. Nice job. All right. Most comfortable chairs in the world. I know. Try standing. Okay. Ready? Hands in your hips. Lean to your right. Okay, Joe. Lean to your left. Lean back. Okay. Shake it out. Okay. Elbows in so you don't hurt anyone, and we'll twist. A little core. Luke, a little rotation of the core. Oh, sorry. Inhale, top golf. We love top golf. Inhale. Exhale slow. I highly recommend top golf. Inhale, especially if you're bad at golf. Or if you like to drink. It's a bar and it's golf. I mean, come on. And food. Okay. Shake it out. Shake your legs out. Get some blood flowing, please. Put your fingers together like this and push down. Stretch out your arms. Get some blood flowing. Okay, other way around. As much as you can. We're gonna roll your wrists. I know. Okay, ready? One more time. Inhale. Exhale real slow. Turn to a different person. Make awkward eye contact. Give him a little high five. All right. Very good. Have a seat.
Do you know the key to giving a good high five? Just to look at each other's elbows.
Oh yeah. Look at the elbow. Okay, so far we're set. How many steps to sell, everybody? 7. How many have we gone through?
2.
Third step is to create a problem. One more time. Create a
Problem.
Here's the problem. They're nice. So turn to the next page, page 3. At the top, please write down create a problem. My next reader, my next victim. So we'll start with Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones, most people have the world's most expensive set of knives.
And then you point to this picture. Time out before we even read. How is this junk knife drawer the most expensive set? Who remembers why?
Because you have to
Yeah.
Right, you replace them over and over again. It's the same reason why you don't go to Payless, because you'll end up paying more actually later. Okay, you guys get the point. Continue.
The average knife set is designed to last 2 years, so most households waste a ton of money replacing cheap knives over and over. Let me show you Let me show you this on paper.
Circle that sentence. Let me show you this on paper. Thank you. Keep going. In a second. Right? Circle. Let me show you this on paper. Here's why. There's a saying. Blank is believing.
Seeing.
Why?
Because you don't see the-
Yeah, well, also it's people are visual, okay? So, and I'll teach you this later on tomorrow, but every time it says, let me show you on paper, which is a couple times, you're gonna write it out real big on your piece of paper, like a normal notebook piece of paper. That's why you have a Cutco notebook. And that way you can be visual for the customer. It's really, really important. When do you think we really need to write down? Numbers specifically. When you sell, when you show the price, when you get to the sale. That's really important because people don't just want to take your word for it. They want to see it. Okay, good. Continue.
You probably know this better than I do, but cheap knives have a lot of problems. They also cost a lot of money over time. Average junk knife, $10. Average of 8 knives in a set, $80 per set. Replace every 2 years for 40 years is 20 replacements, which $1,600 on junk knives. They
Okay,
are
stop. Yes, stop for a second. And that's what it's going to look like on your piece of paper. Now you're going to take the full piece, but I want them to see that each knife costs $10, but you have to replace it, and all the math works out to $1,600. That's a laptop. Might as well just get our set, right? But that's a nicer television instead of buying junk knives over and over again. You guys get the point. That's a weekend at Disney. Actually, that's maybe a day at Disney, actually. Right?
One person.
Yeah. That's you can't go to Disney on 6 hours. Sorry. That's one child at Disney. Yeah, because you guys get the point. The point is show visually. Got it so far? Okay, continue.
They are unsanitary, unsafe, and unenjoyable.
There you go. Beautiful. So now thank you. For the next section, Jackson, you're up next. Notice it's in sections. So it's actually sideways. It says handles. You guys eyes up here, right? Handles, steel, construction. I'm sorry. Handles, construction, steel, and edges. Okay. So the first thing you'll do is there are 2 types of handles, and you'll point to the 2 handles here. These 2 at the top. Jackson, you're up.
There are 2 types of handles. Wood handles are attractive when new, but they are extremely unsanitary.
Okay, look to the right. What does it say?
Gross space.
Gross space. So watch. Say it again. Say the same sentence and watch me though.
Wood handles are attractive when new, but they are extremely unsanitary.
See that face? Here's something you should learn, and this has to do with presentation skills too. Okay. And you can take a note on this somewhere on that same page. For communication, 15, 30, and 55%. Okay, those of you that have taken public speaking courses, you might know this. But this is really important for sales, for presentation. My fiance is a doctor. She's got to learn this too. Lawyers, anyone. When you want to be a better communicator, 15% of communication are the words that you use. Like how clear are you with your, like in English if you're in the States, Spanish if you're, let's say, in Colombia. But it's what's interesting. It's only 15%. How many of you know people here, Miami and South Florida, melting pot. How many of you know people that have heavy accent, Haitian accent, French accent, Spanish accent, but they're still a really good communicator? Because it's not so much the words, right? It's not what you say.
How you say it.
It's how you say it. So 30% of communication is voice inflection. Okay. So even if my fiance works with a lot of Latin doctor and the heavy accent. But I can understand that because when you're really excited, your voice goes a certain way. Or if you're really sad, your voice also goes a certain way. Or if I'm serious, I pause for an awkward long time. Okay? My point? So actions speak louder than it's not what you say, it's how you say it, but actions speak louder than words. Okay? So it's your body language. All right, so for example, I don't even have to say anything. Watch me. What am I saying right now without saying anything? Disappointed, mad. How about this?
Happy, excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I didn't say anything. So same thing. That's why we don't need salespeople to sell a lot of Cutco. We just need you to read the book and show enthusiasm. Okay. So for example, gross face, Mrs. Jones, it's unsanitary. So make the gross face. If you make the wrong face, it's weird. It's mixed signals. What if I said, Miss Sydney, it's really unsanitary and gross. Doesn't work, does it? Okay, so in other words, use the body language of what you're trying to get across to the customer. Thumbs up if you understand. So far, so good? Mm-hmm. Good, okay. Keep going, Jackson. They absorb.
They absorb liquids, bacteria, grease, and germs, and retain odors.
Finish it up.
In several states, restaurants don't use wooden handles because of sanitation concerns.
Okay, so wooden handles are just gross, and you guys can see that. Second one, plastic handles.
Plastic handles are usually cheaply constructed, so they melt, chip, crack, and break. They're slippery when wet, which is extremely dangerous while you're cutting.
Yeah, and you can, if you go into your drawer, and I have some old knives I'll show you later, they easily slip out of the hand, which means they can easily help get you cut. That's the bad part about them. And they break easily if you drop them, okay? So everyone see the difference between wood and plastic handles. Next one, Jackson will continue, and then we'll go to Charlie after.
Common knives are constructed very poorly. Most knives have a partial tang with less steel, making them weak and unbalanced, so they break easily.
Okay, circle the word tang and put an arrow coming out of it. Circle the word tang and put an arrow out of it. The tang is how far the blade goes through the handle. Okay. So if you notice, first of all, here's a wooden handle knife. Gross, nasty, dried up, or greasy because it's like a sponge. It absorbs dirt, bacteria, oil, hand sweat, palm grease. This is a partial tang. If you notice, the blade goes only partially through the handle. It stops here. See that? And why would a company not make it go all the way through? To what?
Cheaper.
Save money. Yeah, it's cheaper versus the full tang. See, it goes all the way through. The blade goes all the way through. The problem with a partial tang is it can break. So let me show you how you can body language show the customer what a tang is. Open up one hand, palms out. Take your pen, put it halfway, not all the way, but halfway through. I want you to close it. You go like this. Where do you feel it jabbing into?
Middle.
Right in the middle. That means if this breaks, where's that metal piece going to jab into?
Hand.
Right into the center of your hand. Also, if you go like this enough, what happens? It's going to pop out. Now, do a full tang. I want you to feel what's not happening anymore. Yeah, no movement, no jabbing. Okay? So who do you think you should show that pen trick to? Yeah, so right next to partial tang, write down how far blade goes through the handle, how far blade goes through the handle, and then pen. Like show the pen. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Jackson will continue.
Most rivets are made of brass, which expands, contracts, and loosens, creating unsanitary gaps.
Circle the word rivets and put an arrow coming out of it. Rivets are, ready? Nails. Rivets are the little nails. So here, this one has 3 rivets, 3 nails. This one is a great example of when rivets are bad. It's got 2 nails, okay? If I come over here, and see. What color do you see around the rivets? Green. That's gross.
Nastiness.
That's nastiness, right? That's food that got caught, that didn't get washed off, and became moldy and oxidized. And then ready, you pick up the knife in your drawer since you don't throw your knives away, and then you don't wash your hand. You eat that potato chip. You might as well lick the handle. What kind of face? What kind of face? Right, Chris. Sure. Chris, show me. Go ahead, do it again. That's it. Okay, don't make the wrong face. Mrs. Jones, really unsanitary. You got it? So far, so good. Everyone understand the difference with construction. Okay. Steel. We'll go to Charlie. Charlie, we'll start with the steel. There are 2 types.
There are 2 types of steel. Carbon steel is strong, but it rusts and corrodes, which is unattractive and unsanitary.
Okay, so again, yucky face. Gross face. I have an example of a carbon steel knife. Aha. Look at this guy. Ugh. Okay. Carbon steel is super sharp and stays sharp, but what happens to it? It rusts. It gets really nasty, and that goes into the food. You don't want that. Next one, Charlie.
Stainless steel looks good, but it's a soft metal, so it won't stay sharp, and it's difficult to sharpen.
Yeah, and you won't have the knives with you like I do here, but eventually, little secret tip, you can use customers' old knives when they give them to you after they got Cutco, your parents' old knives to show in presentations. But here, just point to the picture. So carbon steel, stainless steel. Here's the problem with stainless steel. This is a stainless steel knife. Watch, I'm not gonna go all the way through, but what do you see? Yeah, and if I go harder, what's gonna happen? It's gonna snap. That means it's also easier to snap if you cut the wrong way. That's really dangerous. It means it dulls quickly. Okay? Good stuff. Charlie, actually, wrap us up.
Have some of your knives gone dull over the years, Mrs. Jones?
And they'll say, oh yeah, honey, and they'll show you the drawer. And then you wrap up. These are the two types of edges.
There are two types of edges. Serrated edges rip and tear your food and cannot be resharpened.
Okay, so this is the one with the teeth. Okay, and you can hear it when it cuts.
Straight edges make a smooth cut, but they have to be sharpened to remain effective.
Okay, and this is the straight edge because every time it hits the cutting board, it goes dull. Okay, and then wrap us up, sir.
The hard cutting surface dulls a knife, not the food. Both of these edges directly contact the cutting board, dulling them quickly. A dull knife is more dangerous than the sharp one because you have to push hard.
Okay, so far so good. Okay, so you see the difference. Let's do a quick, and at the bottom, it says if the customer has one of these high quality brands, Wusthof, Henkel, Schön, I'll show you what you do. Those three brands are the Mercedes, Lexus, and BMW of knives, and that's who we compare to before we close the sale and sell the laptop. Okay, but that's if they have the product. Let's talk about that tomorrow. Let's do a quick review. Ready? So this is create a problem. What's wrong with wooden handles? So what kind of face? Yeah, why? Because 55% of communication is body language. Now what you say, it's, but actions speak. You got it. Cool. What's better, a partial or a full tang? What is the tang? How do you show it to a customer visually? Very good. What's wrong with carbon steel? There you go. What's the rivet of a knife? Got it. And on average, how much does it usually cost if you keep buying junk knives? Yeah, like a laptop. You a nice laptop or a decent TV. Think about that. Okay. Cool. So that's step number 3. We just created a problem. So step number 4, everyone is to offer a solution. Turn to the next page. We're almost done. Nice job. So top of page 4, write down. Actually, top of page 4 and page 5. Offer solution. Offer solution. Mr. Pham, you're going to be next. There are 5 features, okay? So at the top, it says turn to the quality page. So you're on this page now. The knife and the guarantee. There are 5 features.
There are 5 features that make Cutco the world's finest set of tool tools.
Ready? Everyone repeat after me, and everyone messes that up. Ready? Cutlery. Everyone repeat after me. Cutlery. So just think cutlery. One more time. Cutlery.
Cutlery.
If you say it too fast, it comes out cutlery. Or whatever you said. Poultry.
I already forgot the name.
Yeah, cutlery. Okay. And then it says polish and present petite carver. So what you'll do, the reason you polish is because maybe you just had a presentation before and it's not quite as shiny after you cleaned it from the food. You polish it. And then you hand them, it says polish and present. It doesn't say hand. Take a look. It says present. So watch. This is handing Miss Alexa the knife. This is presenting. Which one makes it look nicer? Why? Because it's not what you say, it's how you say it, but actions speak. So when I hand it like this, what's the quality like?
Just annoyed.
Yeah, versus. And you know what? They take it like they take it like that too. Okay. Why? Because if you want to treat it with quality, because it is quality, and they can see that through your body language. You got it? Okay. How does it feel in your hand? Keep reading.
How does that feel in your hand?
Oh, you know what? Wow, it's really comfortable, John. I'll be the mouth. Go ahead.
1. The first feature is our universal wedge lock handle, which fits any size hand. The universal design locks your hand into place, increasing control and safety while reducing fatigue. This makes Cutco more expensive, but it's worth it because it's more comfortable and safe.
Okay, so if you take a look, it locks the thumb and forefinger into place versus a flat handle, and it's just easier to keep a grip. It's less stress. And this design was actually designed by Dr. Thomas Lamb. And you definitely don't know who he is, but he is the inventor of the polio crutches. And if you know the disease polio, you've seen Forrest Gump? Remember when he had those crutches? Yeah, that's a real disease back in the day, and that's a real crutch that was designed. And that doctor also designed our design for a handle. Pretty cool. Spent a ton of money on the design. Why? Because we didn't just want a really good handle. What did we want? We wanted the absolute best. This is the best handle that money can buy for knives. It's the Ferrari of handles. Okay. John, keep going.
2. The second feature is our thermal resin handle, which will never chip or crack. It's an expensive material to use, but it's worth it because it's dishwasher safe and sanitary.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting? Our materials, it's very similar to what's in bowling balls and football helmets. Right? So think about that. What kind of how durable are football helmets and bowling balls? Yeah, very. Why? This is the Ferrari of handles. No one else uses this, and we want to have not just a good one, but what everyone, the absolute. Yeah, this is the best handle material you can buy. Good question.
And is this stuff where in the video, the previous video, when we saw it, where you mentioned that it can resist the 300?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's all be part of the video. Yeah, same thing. Good question. All right, next one, Mr. Pham.
The third feature is our full tank construction. Using the extra steel is more expensive, but it's worth it because it creates strength and balance. The 3 nickel silver rivets are flush with the handle, making it more strong and sanitary.
Okay, ready? Blade goes all the way through. We didn't cut the corner or the money, put the material through. It's smooth, and use Lexi over here. Lexi, run your finger over that. See how smooth it is? If you notice, you can't tell the difference between the handle and the rivet. Right? You can't tell the difference between the handle and the rivet. That's an extra step where they polish it. It also means it doesn't catch food. So it's more sanitary. Okay? Go on, John.
The fourth feature is our very high grade steel. The steel is expensive to use, but it's worth it because it has the best of both worlds.
Okay, and above it, it says 440A. That's the grade of the steel. 440A. So just to give you an idea, some of the best steels out there are 420A for the Mercedes, Lexus, and BMW knives. Ours is a 440A. It's more expensive, but again, it's the Ferrari of knives, the Ferrari of steel, which means we don't just get a good steel. What is it? The best. It's the best.
It has high carbon for edge retention and stainless for beauty, making it sanitary and sharp.
Okay, and the last feature?
Fifth feature is our most famous. It's our exclusive Stay Sharp Double D edge.
Okay.
Let's compare how the different types of edges work.
Okay, I'm going to stop there, and the rest we'll practice tomorrow. The rest is where you do the rope test. So whose knives do you think you cut with first? Ours or theirs first? Theirs, because you want to save the best. Yeah, and you got to have a positive reaction. And when you cut through the rope, I think it's really important that you have a positive reaction. So right where it says, it says customer straight edge, Cutco petite carver black handle, get excited. Put a little smiley face there, just to remind you. Remember, you might have seen 20 presentations that week, and everyone was wowed, and you might already be used to it. But this might be their first time seeing it. So when you cut through, remember, 55% of communication is what? You guys see that? Remember, not what you say, it's but actions speak. Yeah. So when you cut through the rope, watch. And they cut once. Do this. Just smile. You can even say "wow," right? Okay. Yeah. Just do that.
What if they're nice? Just as good as Cutco? You like?
They
maybe
90.
you don't need
Oh,
that.
no, I say 90% of the time they don't, but it's the difference of what happens 10 years from now. Like all knives, if they come out of the box, if they don't cut through the rope once, they got scammed. So you're saying if their knives are sharp and go through once?
Yeah, like pick out your best knives.
Yeah, they might have just gotten them as a gift for their wedding. It might be a Mercedes-Benz type knife. That's okay. But what we're saying is, and we're not to that part yet, our last 7 to 10 years without any sharpening. Theirs goes every 2 years. It's the difference in longevity. So cool?
Yeah.
Good question. Okay. So you got the knife, got the steel, got the handle, got the material, and we got the rope test. Got to wow at the bottom. Okay. The very bottom. What are we at here? Here we go. So cut through the rope. Last thing is in the very bottom, there's some white space on page 4. I want you to draw 3 different edges for me. First one. Second one. And then the third one is the double D edge. So the first one's a straight edge. The reason I want you to draw it there is because I also want you to draw it for who? For them, okay? I want you to draw it for them. Because if you look at the very bottom, after you cut through the rope, there are 4 bullets at the bottom. So John's going to read, and I want you to follow along. Look what happens. Those last 4 bullets, John, where it says, unlike a serrated edge.
Unlike a serrated edge, Cutco's double D edge has 3 straight edges that smoothly cut forward, backward, and straight down.
Okay, and you show customer picture of the edge. You're going to draw this. Okay, so circle that. Show customer picture of the edge. You go on.
The points protect the recessed edges from building on the cutting board, keeping each knife sharp for up to 10 years, and they can still be resharpened.
Last 2.
While most of our knives have a double D edge for cutting back and forth, some Cutco knives have straight edges for chopping, dicing, and precision cutting.
Last one.
This unique edge uses expensive technology, but it's well worth it.
Okay, so you have the straight edge. This dulls every time it hits passes the food. It hits the cutting board. This is a serrated edge. These teeth will rip through the food. It's not a smooth cut, and then it dulls really quickly. Our edge, I'll just do it down here. It's called the double D edge. Okay, double D stands for double durable. Double D stands for double durable. And here's what I want you to draw out. It looks like this. Okay, it's got 2 points. There's a picture actually drawn there, but I want you to draw this picture because this is how you'll write it on the piece of paper. So if you notice, these edges look kind of like a serrated edge, but we are not a serrated edge. It's a different type of edge. Our points don't cut. These serrated edges cut. Our points don't cut. These points do. Our points are just for protection. They're just meant to hit the cutting board, and they protect 1, 2, 3 razor sharp edges that cut in 3 different directions, straight down, forwards, and backwards. That's why when you pull through the rope, and we'll practice this again tomorrow and today, when you pull through the rope, that's why it cuts through so quickly, because it's not just one way, it's 3 different ways. Number 2, this is why you don't have to sharpen Cutco after every use. Okay, so here's the big kicker of why we sell so much. This one and the guarantee. People don't have to resharpen Cutco after every use. You buy cheap stuff at Walmart, it's dull after the 5th or 10th use. You buy the really nice Mercedes, Lexus, BMW stuff I'll show you later, you have to sharpen those every couple of months. And after 2 years, you have to do a professional sharpening to be the same sharpening as when you pulled it out, Jackson, like you were saying, out of the box. Ours, we're guaranteed 7 to 10 years and you don't have to do anything. And if there's something that needs to be done, the guarantee covers it. So we're going to be careful. We don't say that Cutco's permanently sharp. You don't ever have to sharpen it. That's physically impossible according to the laws of physics, which I'm not good at. According to physics, if you grind the knife enough, even this one, what will happen? Yeah, through use. But what we have the advantage is our guarantee. And it takes longer, way longer by 7+ years to get to this point. Okay, any questions so far? Good. Let's wrap up this last part. We'll take a stretch. Okay. So then we'll go to the guarantee. Thank you, John. And Chris, you're going to be up next. We'll go forever guarantee, the best thing about Cutco.
Forever guarantee. The best thing about Cutco is our 4-part forever guarantee. Cutco is one of the only products that you can buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. Product is your proof of purchase, and you can pass it down generation to generation.
Okay. First one, I'm going to summarize. First one is forever performance. All that really means is if there's something that's Cutco's fault, we'll replace it, no problem. Would you agree that all great companies have that guarantee? Like if something's wrong on our part, we got you. Same thing. That's not really what makes us special. What makes us special are the next 3. Okay, Chris, second one?
Number 1, forever performance.
The second one, I'm sorry.
Oh, the sharpens?
Mm-hmm. Whenever your
Cutco needs sharpening, just send it back and it will be sharpened for free. All you pay for it is the shipping.
Okay, that's like saying if you get a BMW, if you have problems with the car, just bring it in and we'll do it for free. Well, it's not free. You have to pay for the warranty. Ours is free. Okay, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, or if you're like my mom sent it back after 5 or 6 years, and she said, "I'm sending it back for sharpening." Right? Somebody go, "A mom like this." I said, "Is it dull?" She goes, "No." "So why are you sending it back?" She goes, "It's free, isn't it?" Raise your hand if you have a mom like that. That's my mom. Okay, but how's the customer? Happy customer. There you go. Number 3. Christopher, yeah. Unconventional.
Unconventional use. If you or your spouse ever happen to destroy your Cutco through unconventional use, you can get it replaced for half price.
Yeah, if it drops off the picnic table and you run over it with a lawnmower, is that Cutco's fault?
No.
No, but Cutco will replace it for half. Okay. Here's a secret, and don't tell your customers this. 9 times out of 10, they don't even charge the customer half. They just replace it. But why do you think I don't want you to tell customers that? Yeah, I want them to take care of the knives. Okay, then that's good to know, isn't it? Okay, last one, Chris.
Unconditional money back guarantee. We have a 15-day risk-free money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason at all, you can get a full refund.
Okay.
15 days starts when product is received.
There you go. So here's what's great. That's like saying BMW, you drive the car off if after 15 days, by the way, it's 15 business days, so it's 3 weeks. If you're not happy, bring the car back and we'll give you all your money back. Will BMW do that? No. You already lost your
Value.
fees, your value, all that. Here, you can use it for a month and return it absolutely 100%. Now, Chris, what if the spouse is not present? Meaning, let's say you're showing a Mac mom and the husband's not there. What might be a challenge if the husband's not there, even if the wife decides to get the set?
She has to sell it to him.
Yeah, or it's one of those, I have to talk to my husband first, or we only make decisions together. Here's what I do know. A lot of you have top 5 customers where moms have what's called purchasing power. Let me say it another way. My mom didn't even call my dad for anything.
Yeah.
Right? She wants to buy TV? New shoes? No problem. But see, when you have friends and family, you probably know which moms those are. But when you start getting recommended, you don't know. So it's important to cover all your bases just in case you have I need to talk to my husband, or we only make decisions together. And Chris, what would you say in that case? Mrs. Jones, we can't?
Mrs. Jones, we can't always see both spouses together, so you can try out Cutco together for a few weeks, risk-free, to make sure you both love it.
Okay, there you go. And then the last thing is, Mrs. Jones, I know you're going to love your Cutco and whatever you choose to get today. If you ever need anything in the future, sharpening, servicing to help get new products, please contact me and I'll help you take care of it. I know you're going to love your Cutco. Cutco is such a great investment because you'll never have to buy another set again, and you can't beat American made and forever guaranteed. So far, so good? Okay, let's do a quick review of this page. Number 1, everyone up here, eyes up here. Let me hear it. How many steps to the sale?
7.
Good. First step is to do what?
Connect.
And explain while you're working. If you want to do conversation, asking questions starts conversation, right? Remember that? Establish number 2, establish.
Credibility.
And how do we, who are we establishing the credibility of? Good. How do we get their attention to the beginning? What 2 products?
Peel and shears.
Penny with the shears and the peeler. 3, we create a problem. What's the problem? Yeah, their knives. What's wrong with their knives? Yeah, it's sanitary. You spend more money. You got it. And then you create a problem. We offer a solution. Okay, do we just hand them Cutco? No. What do we do? How many hands? 2 hands. Good. Do we have a partial or a full tang? How many rivets do we have?
3.
Good. What's the grade of our steel? 448. You don't have to memorize it. Just read it. 448. Okay. Our thermoresin handle is similar to 2 things.
Bowling balls and
The football helmet's good. Okay. And then you do the rope test. Whose knives first? Ours or theirs? And what kind of reaction do you have when you cut through with Cutco? Why? Because if you get excited, what happens? Because 55% of communication is what? Body language. Good. Then the guarantee. Ready? You need a receipt for the guarantee?
No.
Nope. How long is the trial period they can try it out?
15
days. What happens if it's not sharp? What can they do? What happens if there's a problem on our part? What can they do? Good. What happens if they mishandle the knives? What does the company claim they'll do? Charge half, but a lot of times what? They just replace it for free. Okay. And why do we mention the trial period, especially if the husband's not there?
in case they can't.
In case they want to talk about it first. Okay. Because you know what happens, right? Let me put this in perspective. Let's say I'm showing Miss Alexa and her husband. She loves it, honey. I'm getting, you know what? I want that one. No, I want that one. And she's pumped up. She's seen the product. She loves the price. Oh, what a great deal. Oh, the manager hooked up some free stuff. The husband comes home, has not seen, doesn't know who this kid is, although as handsome and wonderful and as that dynamic, as he is. Number 2, hasn't seen the penny, doesn't know about the company. Number 3, doesn't know about the problem, wasn't shown the map. Number 4, doesn't know about the product. All he sees is what?
More money.
The price, and that's going to be a honey, we're not getting that. So that's why you need to do the trial period, because the trial period means, oh, okay, well, no, honey, it's a trial period, and all I did was put down the payment plan, so that's refundable. It's like $250, it's like $300. Ah, okay. Different. Okay, cool. Let's do this before we take a break. We're not going to go through this whole section, but I'm going to give you the nicknames. Okay, so turn to the next page. Step 5, at the top, write down specific need. The top of, page 6. Specific need. Specific need. And at the top of page 7. Kira, are you out of here?
No, not yet.
Oh, just kidding. 6 and 7. No. Specific need. I do want to read the first paragraph. Okay. So Ryan, you're up next. Can I have you, Mrs. Jones? You can buy.
Mrs. Jones, you can buy individual pieces, but most customers will do that over a lifetime. Sets are a much better value.
Okay. So think of it this way: you don't just buy a spoon; you buy a set of spoons and forks. You don't buy one plate. Weird. You buy a set of plates. You don't buy one pair of socks unless you're buying those really expensive stand socks. But in general, you buy a pack of socks. Why? Because it just makes sense financially. You guys with me with that example? Same thing. Okay. So I want you to take a look. It's important to have the right tool for the right situation because of safety and efficiency. We have two larger set options for customers who love to cook, called the Ultimate. Now I want you to cross out where it says Ultimate. Write down Complete. Cross out where it says Ultimate. And write down Complete. Here's why. I want you to refer to the third laptop set as the Complete, not the Ultimate. Because when you hear the word Ultimate, how's that sound? Pricey.
Yeah.
It also sounds intimidating. It also sounds like way too much for me. Versus, ready? Complete. Just complete. I want the complete line. Sometimes I want the ultimate. Oh, I don't know. I don't want any ultimate. Complete. Okay. You say, and this is, you guys have this already. The homemakers are people who have to cook. Okay. And what does have to cook mean?
They don't like
It means you have kids. Have to cook means you have kids. This one. Okay. Like to cook, right here in front of Alexa. Like to cook means I have to cook, but once a month I throw a party. Or once a month I throw a dinner. You guys got that? And then love to cook, easy. I absolutely love to cook, easy. And notice it's not that much more. So homemaker, this one only has 3 more knives and the scissors, and this one's just the complete. Okay? One more time. People who have to cook, meaning what?
Kids.
Meaning what? Kids. Like to cook means once a month they throw away. And then absolutely love to cook. That's like the Top Chef mom, or I only buy the nicest things. Okay, you got it. Let's continue, and then we'll nicknames and take a break. But I'm going to start with our Homemaker pieces in our basic set, which is the most popular. It's called the Homemaker Plus 8. It has the minimum number of tools to do 100% of your jobs in your kitchen as efficiently as possible. It's the best value for your average family, and it starts with your, and then you go through the tools. Okay, we'll cover this tomorrow. Okay, but I want you to write down the nicknames next to each knife. Okay, and we'll review. Okay, the Perry knife. This is the Perry knife. This is the Air knife, and I know it says Air in the sentence or in the paragraph already, but I want you to write next to it Air and circle it. This is the Air knife. Here's why. This is for things you cut up in the air, like strawberries, tops of strawberries, skin from kiwi, potato skin up in the air. This knife never hits the cutting board. That you don't go like this, you just go like that. Number 2 is the trimmer. Okay, this is the knife for parentheses small stuff. That's the nickname. This is a knife for small stuff. Okay, oranges, lemons, small tomatoes. Third step, third knife is the spatula spreader. Okay. Well, guess what's this for? Say it. Yeah, that's right. This is the sandwich knife. That's the nickname. Write down sandwich knife. What's really cool, if you notice here, watch it. Very flexible. Hear that noise? Any music majors? That's a note. You know the note? Listen. Who's played a musical instrument? Seriously. Yeah, oh, you're marching there. Ready? Listen. You know what that is?
It's the triangle.
You know what note that is? Right, that note is B sharp. You know why? Because Cutco will always
B sharp.
That's hard.
I'm just joking. It's not good. Okay.
It actually sounds like a C.
It probably does. Technically, it does.
Great.
So far, so good. So that's your sandwich knife. Next one. Petite carver. I just showed it to you. Petite carver. Ready? This is the meat knife. Meat knife. Also medium sized, but mainly meat knife. Okay. Then you have the turning fork. Okay. This is the serving piece. Okay. This is the serving piece. Next is the butcher knife. Okay. This is the knife for hard stuff. Okay. Hard stuff. So ready? Think coconut on the other side. Think cantaloupe, watermelon, bone, joints. You know when you're disjointing turkey, chicken, duck. Okay. Next one is the Petite Chef. This is the veggie chopper. Veggie chopper. Take a look at this long knife. Might look familiar. What do you think this is for? Yeah, it's a bread knife. Could be carving, but this is a bread knife. But that's the nickname, bread knife. Okay. Chris, behind you, can you get me a cutting board, please? Thank you, sir. Last one. Next one is the master carving set. Master carving set. Thank you, sir. This is for holidays and barbecue. Holidays and barbecue. Okay, so think roast beef, ham, special occasions, or big barbecues, big dinners. And then this is the table knife. Okay, and you can put down parentheses, this is everyday knife. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all your meals, every day. And this is where you'll cut the leather. Right, look at the bottom of page 7. In the middle of page 7, you cut the customer's leather knife first, then Cutco, and then you do the one that's straight down, which is really impressive. Yeah, you give a positive what's up, no wow. And then you do storage options. Okay. So here's what's unique about our wood blocks for our storage, and you'll read this later. For the wood blocks, first of all, there's a little protector at the bottom so the knives don't poke through and cut and scratch your countertops, especially those expensive granite countertops. Here also, look at the slots. They're horizontal versus you might normally see them vertical. The problem with vertical is every time you put the knife into a vertical sheath, what's it hitting every time? The wood. The wood. So you're dulling the knife every time you put it into the wood block. Here, the blade doesn't touch the wood. Pretty cool, huh? And also, this is treated with a special coating so that it doesn't absorb moisture or water, dirt, or bacteria like wooden handle knives would. Cool. Any questions? Okay. And then last but not least, we have our kitchen tools. Okay. And these are great because if you have knives, even just this basic set for people who have to cook, you got to cook, you got to cut your food. But what do you have to do with the food after you cut it? Serve, cook it and serve it. Okay. So straining tool. Okay. Regular serving spoon. Ladle for soups, punches, okay, spatula, and of course potato masher. And we also have a whisk, which is, there's a picture of the whisk there. So far, so good? Okay, let's do a quick review of this. Let's do the nicknames. And watch this. I'm going to help you memorize it in less than 240 seconds. Ready? Paring knife. What's the nicknames? For up in the air. Everyone all together. Up in the air. One more time. Up in the air. The trimmers for what kind of stuff? One more time. What kind of stuff? Small stuff. Paring knife. Up in the air. Trimmers for what stuff? Small stuff. This is the spatula for sandwiches. What's it for? Sandwiches. Paring knife. Up in the air. Trimmer for what stuff? Small. This is for sandwiches. The petite carver is the meat knife. What is it? Meat. One more time. What is it? Meat. This is for sandwiches. What kind of stuff? Small. This is up in the air. This is the serving tool. What is it? Serving. This is for what kind of food? Meat. This is the serving piece. This is the meat knife. This is the sandwich. This is for what kind of stuff? Small stuff. Up in the air. Okay, this is the heavy duty knife. It's for hard stuff. What's it for? Hard stuff. Hard stuff. One more time. What's it for? Hard stuff. Paring knife. Up in the air. Trimmers for? Small. Spatula. Petite carver's the? This is the serving piece. This is for what? Hard stuff. This is the Petite Chef. It's the veggie chopper. What's it for? Veggie chopper. One more time. What's it? Veggie chopper. Up in the air. Trimmer for small. This is the? This is for? This is the serving piece. What kind of stuff? Hard stuff. Veggie chopper. One more time. Veggie chopper. It's the bread knife. What's this for? Bread. Up in the air. The trimmer for? This is the? This is for? This is the? What kind of stuff?
Hard stuff.
Veggie.
Chocolate.
4.
Bread.
Bread. Holidays and barbecue. What's it for?
Holidays and barbecue.
Up in D. Trimmer 4. Spatula 4. Petite carver 4. Turning fork is.
Serving knife.
Butcher knife 4.
Hard stuff.
Veggie.
Veggie
Hold
chocolate.
on. French chef veggie. This is 4.
Bread.
Holidays and.
Barbecue.
And how often do you use a table knife?
Every day.
I don't drop the mic. I would. You got it. See? What did you notice? And I did this on purpose. I didn't do it for the other sections because I can, and we usually do if we have more time. Just by doing it over and over again, what happens? That's why I want you to get 10 or more appointments by Monday, because then my training's gonna be that much better for you. And we're gonna role play tomorrow too. We're gonna role play before you get to do your first presentation, but the power of role play is really important. You just memorized in 240 seconds, probably like less than. You memorized all the names and uses, and you'll never look at that thing and not know that that's the veggie chopper or the knife for the air or and so forth. Nice work. And now you know all the basic tools in the set. Got it? Outstanding. Okay. We're going to take our next break. I have 10 of. Here's my icebreaker question for this one. We did travel. I want cuisine. I'm a foodie too. I want to know if you could pick your top 3 favorite dishes. Not cuisines, but specific dishes. So if I like Cuban food, I'll say ropa vieja, and shredded meat. If I like Chinese food, I'll say lo mein. If I like sushi, I love sushi.
This is so good.
Oh, it's so good. I like uni.
Great.
Uni, okay? So it's now 5:50. We'll take 10 minutes. I want you to meet as many people as you can and ask that question. Hey, what 3 cuisines are your favorite cuisines? We'll take 10. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.